Well, hello there, everybody on the internet. It's your friend Docky on here with another Monday Miniatures Ramble for Monday, the 19th of December, 2016. And we're well into the Christmas theme now. You can see all the models front and center are Christmas themed. And, well, first off, I want to apologize in advance for the lighting in this entire episode because we are really in the depths of winter now, and there is no natural light to be had any time of day around here. So it's all lamps. But, you know, the solstice is in 2 days, and after that things will start to brighten up, hopefully. It'll all get better from here. Anyway, what are we looking at? We're looking at a lot of Reaper miniatures in the front here. We have the Christmas familiars, the little bear here with a package. We have a penguin with earmuffs, and we have a little seal who I've given a very simple straight up gray paint job. I didn't paint the modeled look. Back here we have yet another Santa. This one with a drinking horn and a plate of cookies. And he's sitting on a sort of tree. And he has a laurel wreath or something. Maybe mistletoe. And then we have Naughty and Nice, the two Christmas elves with their lists. Now, actually at this scale I could have drawn actual names on the list, but I didn't want to point anybody out as being naughty or nice. So I just did my usual squiggles that I do on parchment. And you can see Nice here has a candy cane and some presents ready to give out. And whereas Naughty, this one is not so obvious. The sculpt didn't really make it clear, and I didn't realize until too late, so I've covered up with snow. But well, she has a shovel in her hand, and she's standing on a pile of coal. But I, unfortunately, I've obscured that even more with some snow effects. So the people on her list are going to get coal in their stocking. Oh well, that's maybe. Anyway, we also finished the Yeti from Gale Force 9. Let's pull back a little bit more. Let's see if we can get a good focus on that. It's a rather simple paint job. I tried to add some various tones, both brown and gray and blue shades, just to so it doesn't all look exactly so monotone. And finally, not Christmas related at all, I did the Cavern Worm from Reaper. I didn't actually decide on a paint scheme so much as I just experimented with various stuff until I found something I settled for. So we've done these sort of green scales on top, and the brownish yellow on the bottom, and the pink flesh in between. You know, I'm not really sure about this scheme, whether it's so great, but it's bright and effective. It maybe clashes a bit, but oh well. Nature is not always color coordinated. Anyway, that is the finished pile for this week. Let's move on to... Of course, the Christmas, or at least wintry theme continues with all the stuff that is in progress. First off, we have these newly primed and, well, some paint applied to the basis models. We have the Santa, the Krampus, and the three more or less creepy snowmen. They're pretty creepy. The gaping maws on these two look kind of odd. And this guy isn't shouting so much, but he has a cigar, a hat, and presumably a wig, and a big spiked club. This one is using, I suppose, a candy cane, and this one has a broom. Oh well. Continuing on, I haven't got much more done on the sleigh. I've worked on the driver. Now, I was a bit disappointed because the quality of the sculpt, or maybe the casting, isn't all there for this particular version of Sophie. There's a severe lack of detail. For example, she has no nose or mouth, which is why they look so rough. I had to paint those in. There was really nothing there in the sculpt, in the model. But hopefully, once it all comes together, she's just going to be one small part of the whole, and you'll get your impression of the model, the kit as a whole. I hope. Finally, we have the troll, which is looking like a big Smurf at the moment with this blueberry color. This is going to be the shade layer. You're not going to actually see much, if anything, at all of this particular color once it gets done. But, you have to start somewhere. Yeah. So, looking at my time frame, I'm going to be away during the actual Christmas weekend, not paint very much. I'll be back on Monday to make a new video for you. Of course, the question is, how much of this can I finish before I leave on my trip? That's the question. We'll just have to see. Now it's time to plan ahead. What do I want to prep for next week? Well, Christmas is going to be over. I don't actually have anything New Year's themed in the way of minis. So I'm just going to start painting stuff that I have some use for. And I want to start thinking about where one of my role-playing campaigns is heading. Namely out onto the high seas. And adventures on the seas and on islands and maybe underwater. What is the most basic thing you need if you're going to have adventures on the seas? Well, you need pirates. This one you can't see very well. I'm not going to unbox all of these right now because yeah, it would take too long, and as you know, it's kind of messy and makes a lot of noise and whatever. I just want to show you the selection of pirates, all from Reaper Miniatures, and 8 of them, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I intend to prep for next week. The thing these have in common, when I look for fantasy-themed pirate minis, I try to find ones that don't have guns because I don't want gunpowder in my fantasy. So they try to find ones that just armed with ordinary swords and stuff. This is maybe an exception. Well, not that she has a gun. This is a special edition 2012 ReaperCon Sophie, which is a succubus pirate. But that's okay. You can have a magical pirate in a fantasy campaign, just as long as you don't have guns. Yeah. That's my opinion anyway. So, because all of these have integral basis, well, almost all of them, with just a few exceptions, I'm not going to do... I won't do wood planking basis for these. I'll do sandy shore basis. Maybe for the ones that do have tabs, I can make some deck basis. So make them look like they're on the deck of a ship. Because I don't need all of them to have the exact same basin. That's okay. Well, let's get on with it. So closing today's show out, I want to draw your attention to 2 things here. Both of them Kickstarters that have arrived. One is actually the surface here, which is a tablecloth with a grid on it. I zoom out, you can see how big it is. It doesn't focus, of course, but It can cover an entire kitchen table or sofa table, and you know, it provides a, if you're playing role-playing games or any other game where you got 1-inch measurements, you're all ready to go. You can just play some terrain on it and it'll be done. But the other thing, more directly miniatures related, I got was yet another Kickstarter from Blind Beggar Miniatures, this time for cultists. These are modern day, or, well, at least 20th century dudes in hoods and robes and with weaponry. They've got guns, some of them. And these pentagrams, which were provided as a sort of bonus, they were in a stretch goal, I believe. Not sure what I'm going to use them for, but, you know, again, when I get back to Cthulhuoid gaming, these cultists will come in handy. Anyway, that was this week's episode. Hope you'll join me again next week. Until then, Merry Christmas, because Christmas will pass by before I see you again. And please click like on this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, give me a comment, and again, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or, well, whatever you're celebrating. This is Doc Eon, and I'm signing off.